Nathan, welcome to 2021. Obviously, a new season about to start with the Ladbrokes Masters in a couple of weeks. You've had a bit of a break. How are you feeling at the minute?
Yeah, feeling good. Obviously, the back end of last year didn't go how I would have liked it or how I planned it out in my head, but it's darts, it's sport, it is what happens. So I put all that behind me now, and I've had a good few weeks off with the family, kind of recovery time. I've had a bit of work done on my back, which I was struggling with at the back end of the year. But yeah, no, really looking forward to kicking off the new year, the Masters. Got new equipment, which I'm sure all the pundits will love when they start seeing it. But yeah, got new equipment. Looking forward to hopefully kicking off the year with a bang.
So a little bit of an exclusive there with the new equipment. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you've changed there?
Just got a whole new barrel. So since I've pretty much played darts, I've always had the same dart. Obviously, it changed a little bit when I changed with new sponsors, but yeah, I've got a lot more grip on the back. It's well, at the moment, the ones I'm practicing with are like red and black, which obviously goes with my shirt. Not sure if we're sticking to that colour or not yet, but yeah, it's a change. Something I've never done before. I've never really changed my equipment as drastic as I have. But back end last year was pretty poor, so the only way's up, I'm hoping. They're going well though, so that's the main thing.
Is that something, because probably the general public might not realise, but something like the grip on the back, especially because you hold it quite far back as well, is that something that's really important for you to get right in terms of releasing the dart?
Yeah, I'm one of these players as well that I don't like changing the dart. So you got a number of players who will. Van Gerwen's a perfect example. He's had the same set of darts for 15 years. God help him if he loses them darts. Do you know what I mean? And I'm kind of the same as that. I've had one set of darts which I've used for probably the last 3 years since I signed with Target. So because of the type of dart that I throw, once the grip starts wearing off, in certain conditions, for example, the World Championship, it was very, very cold, and I was really struggling to grip my darts. Obviously, then that leads to releasing them wrong. So, because I think this situation without the crowd, unfortunately, is going to be around for, well, I can't see an end of it, to be quite
honest. A little bit longer.
Yeah, I've got to try and put things in place that help me, and a more aggressive grip at the back of the dart, a longer grip, I think will certainly help me if I play in arenas where it's not as warm as normal. So that's why I've made the change, and that's why I've gone with this setup.
It looks like you've come out of that World Championship then. There was obviously a lot of frustration after you lost to Vincent, but it looks like you've gone away and analysed the things that you could control to try and put things in place to change that.
Yeah, I prepared for that tournament probably the best I've prepared for any tournament all year. I worked really hard. I upped my practice. I went up to Andy Bolton's house for 3 or 4 days practice with Andy. I've had people come. Mike Smith was playing with him. Maybe we should change the partner because we didn't do very well, me and him. But now I did everything I could to try and be ready for that tournament. We expected fans there, and obviously from the first game, the practice room and in the actual arena, it was so cold compared to what we expected. And yeah, that's something I've gone away, and like I said, I reckon we're going to be in this situation for at least the first half of the season. So I've got to give myself a fighting chance. And one of the things that I can do is change my equipment. And that's what I've done. And like I say, I've had him now for probably 10 days. And yeah, they seem to be going quite well. I'm looking forward to playing with them.
And the Masters, I guess, with that not being a ranked tournament, it's a little bit of a free run in terms of being able to test out a new setup. You know, obviously you're going there wanting to win it, but it's not the end of the world if you actually do test something and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think that this is where you see people with new equipment. Obviously, after the Worlds, we always have 3 or 4 weeks off. You know, people go away, people try new things, and you always see people with new setups in the Masters. And like I say, it's going to be me this year. For me, it's a massive difference. Probably when you all see it on telly, they don't actually look that different. But to me, it's a massive change, and one I'm looking forward to. And I'm playing really well with them, so I'm looking forward to using them. And you know, it's the equipment is part of darts, but I'm still throwing them. Still Nathan throwing the darts, and you know, I believe I can do some damage in the next week or so.
Just to reflect back on 2020, obviously you made the Premier League final, which was a big high, but how do you assess the year as a whole for you? Because in some ways it did tail off a little bit after that, didn't it?
Yeah, before pre-lockdown, pre-COVID, I would class myself as probably one of the best players in the world. I was winning Pro Tours. I was flying high in the Premier League. The first European I got to, I think it was the semis of the quarters. I was on cloud nine. I was playing really well. Obviously, I was included in the Premier League, which was a massive buzz. I had America to look forward to. I think I might have got Australia. So there was so many highs all the time. Obviously, lockdown happened, and obviously I got to the Premier League final, but I wasn't enjoying it. The situation, the setup was absolutely fantastic. You know, we couldn't have asked for anything better as players. The PDC did everything they could, but the PDC can't help the fact that we've got to sit in rooms in isolation, the fact that we can't go out for a meal, the fact that no family are there, no fans, and I just wasn't enjoying it. To be fair, the tournaments I was enjoying the most were the summer series, the winter series, because all the lads were there. We could have a bit of a chat. You know, you could practice, and it wasn't too bad. You had company, where it's a TV event, you're pretty much on your own. And I was struggling with it. And obviously, the worse you play as well, you keep seeing negatives all the time. And yeah, to be quite honest, I was glad to see the back of the tournaments. But the highlight of the year was the Premier League, and to make the final in the first year was a dream come true. I could have won it. Let's be honest, Glenn wasn't very good in the final, neither was I. But yeah, a final in my first attempt, you know, I was very happy with that. And obviously, I won the biggest tournament of the year, the home tour. So can't be too hard.
And I mean, going into this year as well, now that you've got the experience of the Premier League behind you, obviously, hopefully at some point in the near future, we'll be back with fans in the Premier League. But I guess when you get to that, you've got the Premier League experience under your belt, and you can hopefully improve on that this year as well.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I like the idea of them holding it off to try and give everyone a fighting chance to have fans there. I think the Premier League needs the fans. I only got a little bit of a taste, I think 6 nights maybe, or 7. And anyone watching this who wants to be a top dart player, that's what you got to aim for. It's unreal. The atmosphere is just electric. It's so loud. So the experience that I had before lockdown of playing in front of them big crowds, if it does happen this year, it's a massive advantage for me, you know, ahead of the likes of Jose and Dimitri, for use them two for an example. They would have never played in anything like that before. And, you know, I think the experience that I got last year, playing at that level every week, trying to, if you get beat, okay, one game, forget about it. You've got a couple of days to put it right. Luckily for me, I never really got beat. I don't think I got beat twice on the bounce. But it's very hard mentally, and I think the experience from last year, and obviously getting all the way through to the final, will help me massively this year. And
just finally, looking ahead a couple of weeks to the Ladbrokes Masters, I guess now you're kind of itching to get back out there. It looks like you're in your practice room at your manager's office, yeah, and getting ready for it and itching to go.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like, I've had longer off than I would have planned. Obviously getting beat second game, but no, it was nice. Obviously, I got back, and yeah, I was disappointed. But if I'm going to be deadly honest with you, I've had 2 fairy tale years at the 𝗂𝗄𝗄𝗏, and for me to have my bad year with everything that's gone on, I actually wasn't too fussed. I wasn't enjoying being away over the Christmas. No one was with me. So yeah, I've had a good. I didn't pick it out for nearly 3 weeks. Just spent time with the family, trying to do what we can, a bit of quality time together. And yeah, now I've been at it for the last 2 weeks, practicing hard. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully, I'm going to have a bit more hunger this year, not get complacent, and, you know, get back to what I was doing early in the year, which is winning tournaments.